Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Retro Fun Tech. Before I get into the video, I just want to take a moment and thank everyone for watching. This channel now has over 675 subscribers. I am super happy that everyone is enjoying the content, as I love showing off this hobby of mine. Now that I am back from vacation, I'm trying to roll out the videos a little quicker, but with it being the beginning of the school year and I have a family, life sometimes doesn't go as planned. Again, thank you to everyone out there, I really appreciate it. Alright, so we are switching it up a little and going to do a review on a controller. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you might have seen one of these two controllers that I use. Well, recently my trusty 8BitDo SN30 Plus controller that I have used for a couple of years, it finally died. I tried to revive it a little bit, but I finally had to say goodbye to it. So sad. So I was using this little guy. This is the 02 controller. Well, now there's an updated version of this tiny pocket-sized controller that just came out a few weeks ago. This is the micro controller by 8BitDo. I got this controller on Amazon for around $25, and right now it looks like there is a 10% off coupon, so that's pretty cool. Unboxing. So there really isn't anything to this box. It's tiny, kind of like the controller, and there are only a few things inside. Here we have a neat little silicone lanyard. It seems a little snug, and I sort of have small hands, so not sure who's going to be using this. There is also a giant instruction manual that, yes, I would recommend keeping this. It's actually useful in knowing how to pair to various devices. Also, we have the world's smallest USB-C cable. No brick, because that would probably take up half the box. And finally, the device. I bought the green model versus the blue model. I really wanted the blue, but I decided against it because I have a tendency to get everything in blue that I possibly can get. Also, I like the contrast of the controller to my mat that I film on. So I bought this and I didn't even really look at the size. I was just excited that a new controller came out and that it had a USB-C port, because I absolutely hate, in this day and age, in 2023, using a micro USB charging cable. I have like one of those in my house and that's pretty much it. I don't want to worry about having to lug around an extra cord that serves no other purpose in my life. I use an Android phone with a USB-C charger, so I want everything to kind of be standardized. Now, talking about the size, this thing is tiny. It's about the same size as the 02 controller. I honestly thought that it would be a little bigger, or I guess I was hoping that it would be a little bigger. The build quality feels sturdy with a matte finish. I like it over the glossy top of the 02, which seems to get a little smudgy. The buttons have a nice tactile response. They're very similar to the 02 controller. In comparison to the 02 controller, it has a USB-C port, like I mentioned. Also, we have the addition of L2 and R2 buttons. Even though they are crazy tiny, I'm assuming that's one of the reasons why it doesn't have PC support, because these would not be good buttons for AAA games. I mean, the controller as a whole isn't a good fit for PC games, in my opinion. At the bottom is the Bluetooth pairing button, a switch to change its different modes so you can pair it with various devices. You can see the instruction booklet for that, and the lanyard connector on the corner. So, there is an app that you can download on your iOS or Android devices for support. That gives you features like button remapping, and not only remapping different buttons, but it does have the ability to map keyboard as well. You can set up some macros if the game that you are playing requires it. Here's the website for more info on the app. You need to click on support, then select the ultimate software icon. Then scroll down until you find the microcontroller. There you will find the FAQ section and more info about the app. Game testing. So, in my game testing, I'm going to go over a couple different use case scenarios. Here we'll start out with Web Arcade. So I'm using my S10e phone and the controller paired, and right now it's connected, not even using the app. It's working just fine. Now switching over to RetroArch, it was even playing nice and working. I don't want to say that too loud. However, I did have to go into RetroArch and change the input settings and set the select and start buttons. Otherwise, it wouldn't work with any of the arcade games that I tested. After I did that, it worked just fine. Now, running Android games is working great as well. I tested a few games and didn't notice any lag. The controller is just directly connected to the phone via Bluetooth. Now, just a reminder, but higher systems like N64, PSP, and Dreamcast just don't want to work since the controller is missing joysticks. And those systems need joysticks to function. Samsung DeX. Now, I wanted to show this off since I did a recent video about Samsung DeX. And sometimes, unfortunately, Samsung DeX may have some issues with different controllers. I did encounter a lot of issues with Samsung DeX and the microcontroller. I only got this to work with a few Android games. When I was trying to play retro games, the controller worked with my Web Arcade feed through Samsung DeX. So that's good. That's an option for you. However, RetroArch just decided to have an emotional outburst and not work with Samsung DeX. Finally, for game testing, let's connect the controller to a Nintendo Switch. Go into the controller section of your Switch and select Change Grips. Then slide the toggle button at the bottom to the S mode. Hold down the Bluetooth pairing button at the bottom, then you'll press L1 and R1. And you're in business. It was nice that it paired up pretty easily. I'm excited about this because I can use this controller for some big Mario Kart party sessions with my kids. I didn't have any issues with the input while testing the controller. It just worked fine. However, due to the controller missing joysticks, you will likely be limited on what games you will be able to play on your Switch. Maybe this is a good backup controller for your multiplayer games, or if you have Nintendo Switch Online, this would be fun to use with the retro games on there. So I don't have a lot, but here are a few points. USB-C. I'm super happy that I can ditch my 02 controller with the micro USB charging cable. Finally, I don't have to lug around something when I'm traveling. The size. So I put this in both sections. The upside to the size is that it's super portable. Availability. It's on Amazon. Enough said. Super fast shipping and great return policy. And the ultimate software app. Even though I think that this is another specific use case, it is neat that they have an app with a bunch of remapping features. I personally didn't use it, but maybe someone out there needs this in their life. Now for the cons. So the size. The downside to the size is it almost might be too small. I honestly was expecting / hoping it to be just a little bigger. I own the 02 controller by 8BitDo and actually barely use that controller. I've mostly used it for content for this channel. So I guess that kind of says something. Personally, I think that 8BitDo should have made this controller just a little bigger and added just one thumbstick on it. I think that would have made this controller a lot more appealing for gaming and might have made the remapping features in the app a little more practical. No PC connection. Now, this isn't a huge issue, but it would be nice to have this option. I highly doubt anyone would be buying this tiny controller to solely play PC games. I mean, it doesn't even have thumbsticks, so you would be super limited in what you could play. So my final thoughts are, it works. However, because of the size, I don't see this replacing a normal size controller for someone. It seems like it would be good used as a backup controller, or certain specific use cases, such as if you're playing a game on your phone or a tablet and you don't want to use the touchscreen controllers. Sure, this is worlds better than touchscreen controllers, in my opinion. Maybe for someone who is traveling and packing super light, this might be a better idea than a normal size controller. I would just say that this is probably a backup controller. As always, those are my thoughts, not yours. Feel free to throw in your comments down below, and maybe even share this video with someone who needs one of the world's smallest controllers. Stay awesome, everyone, and go play some games.